What's up, dreamers? My name is Acer, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you a way to store data that you probably didn't know about. So there are a ton of ways to store data. We've got variables, we've got counters, switches, value sliders, selectors, a signal manipulator with you can freeze the data. Even health managers and health modifiers where health is the actual data. But I'm going to show you a way that isn't really obvious, but is extremely useful. That way is a calculator, specifically an adding calculator, a calculator set to add, where the result is wired into the A, is wired into itself. So A or B, it doesn't really matter. This is a really, really fantastic way to store data. It's essentially a variable. It can do the exact same things as a variable, all of it, all of the features of a variable. So you can set, you can get, you can add, and you can reset. You don't need to name it. You don't need to name it anything. So you can have as many of these as you want. And so the data is stored in this chip. All right. And if you still don't understand the significance of that, that's all right. I will show you a demo of why this is so cool. But anyway, you're probably wondering, how does this work? Or rather, why it works. So let me show you. The value that's being saved is the result. All right. So if we just display the result, and let's do decimal places. So it's going to be right there. I'm going to have this up so this number displayer stays on screen. And now I'm going to wire this into B. And you'll notice every frame, it counts up by 1. Now, you're probably thinking, why is this useful? This is completely useless. Let me show you why. Every frame, the result is being added to whatever's in B. When there's nothing in B, when B is 0, the result is added to 0 every single frame, so nothing happens. When B is 1, for example, every single frame, the result is being added to 1, and that becomes the new result. How do we use this to store data? Well, if we pulse in the value to B, so if the value going into B is only non-zero for a single frame, that value will be added to result. So let me show you. A pulse is on for a single frame. So if we do this, it'll only go up by whatever this value is. This value is 1, so it'll only go up by 1 every time it pulses. This right here is a really, really good way to store data locally. It's like a counter combined with a variable. So the counter is local. And if you don't know what that means, again, I will show you. And then the variable has a bunch of different features. Let's take this example a little bit further. We're going to get a slider. We're going to get a slider, a value slider. And this, whatever the value slider is going to be applied to our variable now. So how do we do that? Let's get a node. We're going to set it to no port, and the node's going to go into B. We're going to delete this. We still need this though. You'll see why. And so we're going to put the value slider through the node and into B. All right. Now the switch. What the switch is going to do is it's going to go through a pulsar, and it's going to power on this node for 1 frame. So if we open this, right? Let's just restart. So this is doing nothing, right? But you see it flashing for 1 frame. Why is it doing nothing? Well, we're adding 0 to 0. So what if we do this? Bam. Every time this pulses, 0.1 is added to the result. What if we go negative? What if we go negative? Look at that. It subtracts now. We can do big numbers. We can do massive numbers like 84.2. Still going to work. So again, it's like a counter mixed with the features of a variable. Because remember, a counter can only count up by 1 or subtract by 1. What else? Oh, and to reset, just power this off. Bam. And then obviously you want to power it back on. Now it's 0 again. Why is this useful? You know how it works. Why is this useful? So I've got a little demo set up. We have this chip, which just spawns these cubes, and we have this cube, which here's our counter. Now, okay, this is I've made a custom chip called Advanced Counter, but it's using the same technique. So if we go into it really quick, there's some additional stuff, but basically, I mean, here's the looped adder, and all this stuff is just to make it easier to use. You can do whatever you want, though. But if you want to use this, you can. So it has 3 inputs: value to add, value to subtract, and reset. So you don't really have to understand how it works to use this. But anyway, this is what's in this cube. Essentially, it's the looped adder, and we're just displaying a number. If we play, we've got these 10 cubes, and each one of these has its own value, which starts at 0. But using square, we can add 25. Using circle, we can add 1.5. Triangle, we can subtract 10. X resets it. Now, if this was a variable, guys, because we're spawning the same cube over and over, every one of these values would be the same. But because we're using a local data storage system, variables are not local, they're global. This is a local data storage system because the value is stored on this object. And it's really, really useful for if you need to store data on multiple objects such as these cubes. Look, I know this isn't like the most realistic example, but you could not do this with variables, and you could not do this with counters. In fact, this is the only way to do this. With counters, you'd have to add 1 by 1. With variables, you would have to rename the variable for every cube, and you can't do that. If we want data stored locally on each one of these cubes that can be added by 25, for example, and that number can be anything, guys. This is the only way to do it. So this so that's it for this video. This tutorial, this little demo level, will be on the Dreamiverse, and the in-dreams link for that level is down in the description. I really hope you learned something. I really hope this video helped you. I'm going to be posting videos like these, like short, concise tutorial videos on dreams every week, all right? Every single week, 1 a week. Maybe more, who knows? If you have any requests for tutorials, let me know in the comments. If you need dreams help that won't really work in a tutorial, like personalized for your level, hit me up on my Discord, or catch me while I'm streaming on Twitch. I stream dreams on Twitch every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So I will be able to help you live. Hopefully I'll see you around. Have a great rest of your day.
I just wanna be with you. I just wanna be